The River Rhine is expected to fall well below its critical depth this weekend, disrupting energy supplies on one of Europe's most vital waterways. The water level at Kolb, near the German city of Cologne, is set to drop to just 33 centimetres deep. This makes the river impassable for most barges carrying goods such as oil, gas and coal. Weeks of baking temperatures and little rain have drained the Rhine, a major trade route linking German and Swiss industry with Rotterdam, Europe's biggest port. Well, let's talk now to Andrea Toreti, who's a senior researcher at the European Commission's Joint Research Centre, which compiles all the data for the European Drought Observatory. Andrea, if you would, for those who do not know this region, just give us some perspective here. Water levels reaching a critically low point. Just how significant is this in this region?
Yes, thank you. And this is extremely significant also because we need to highlight the context on which it is evolving, that there is basically a large-scale drought that is affecting almost half of the European territory, and we see most European rivers that are suffering from the ongoing drought, and also from the sequence of heat waves that have started quite early this summer.
And for people who haven't been there, this waterway is so important, isn't it? I mean, it's a thoroughfare. It's a motorway almost. It has critical importance for Germany.
Yeah, of course. That's also why we have dedicated a special report on analyzing the situation and the impacts, for instance, in the Netherlands, where they are also experiencing the effect of the extremely low level of the Rhine River.
In simple terms, how did we get here? Is the heat wave the only factor to blame for this?
Not at all. It's a combination of two extremes. So the one is the drought that has been affecting Europe, and in some parts of Europe started already with a precipitation deficit at the end of last year, December 2021. And then the sequence, as I was saying before, of heat waves started really in some parts of Europe already in May with the extreme high temperature.
It's a lot to deal with in Germany, isn't it? The war in Ukraine, high inflation taking its toll, the energy crisis, and now this extreme weather event. I mean, it is a perfect storm.
Yeah, indeed, it's a combination of different, let's call it extremes altogether, that are posing a challenge for the entire Europe. Of course, concurrent extremes as well as compound events might become more frequent in climate change context, and we need to adapt at the same time mitigate to get higher resilience with respect to these kind of events. That's why also we have been investigating at the European Commission quite a lot the potential impacts of concurrent extremes all around the world.
Is there any sign of rain ahead in the forecast to restore the water levels? And if so, how long would it take to restore the water levels back to a navigable depth?
There is some sign in the weather forecast for next week, although over Germany the forecast don't really show a lot of rain coming on, but for other regions of Europe we see that some rain might finally come. Of course, it will take time to restore the levels and to finally fill the gap that has been accumulating in the last months.
Andrea Toreti in Brussels, thank you very much indeed for talking to us.